Mangwana ni mwalelepo vukenjani Kriklas Manave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, the news and current affairs show bringing you everything you need to know happening on the African continent and beyond. You are joined by Ashwin Berry and Glenora Shipura. How are you, Glenn?
I'm doing very well.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm
How's
good.
Kwame and Mallory?
Kwame and Mallory are good. Those are my dogs, by the way. They're good. They're doing fine.
I'm glad we need to organize a play date for
Yes,
our
yes.
dog.
How's your dog?
Yeah, no, they're very fine.
They're all fine.
We moved into a bigger space, so
All
now
right.
they have like a whole backyard. They can play in there.
Oof.
So yeah, that's why we work hard so that our dogs can have.
These are the
big-
new Africans. This is what they mean when they say born free. First thing in the morning, we're talking about our dogs.
Great. Well, getting into the news, that's what you can expect in today's broadcast. Over 50% of the results announced in South Africa election. Nigeria's new anthem, written by a Briton, sparks criticism after a contentious law is passed. And in Mozambique, legal proceedings initiated against 40 individuals and 15 companies in the fight against money laundering. We'll also be speaking to Mike Sichula, who'll be filling us in on the latest news in Zambia. We'll be right back with your top stories.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
All right, as you know, on Wednesday, South Africa held its elections and the voting counting has been going on. It's over 50% at this time. So, in fact, as of 1 hour ago, these are the national votes on 51.73%. Those are the votes that have been counted. In the lead is ANC with 42.34%, DA 23.38%, MK Party. This is largely due to KwaZulu-Natal, which holds a lot of South Africans, 10.77%. And right after that is EFF with 9.62%, PA is 2.81%, IFP is on 2.46%, VF Plus 1.65%, Action SA 1.1%, ACDP 0.62%, UDM 0.53%, ATM 0.42%, and RISE 0.4%. Let's actually look at the vote numbers, the amount of people voting for the party. So ANC so far has just over 3 million votes, 3,016,412. DA has 1,660,057. MK Party has 767,000 votes, 583. EFF 685,000 votes, 238. So MK and EFF neck and neck over there. PA 200,174 votes, VF plus 117,775 votes, and Action SA 78,235 votes. So keep in mind that's after 51.73% of votes coming in and being counted.
And we'll definitely keep the viewers updated as the election results come in. Now moving on, swinging over to Nigeria. Nigeria adopted a new national anthem on Wednesday, May the 29th, after lawmakers passed a law that replaced the current one with a version dropped nearly half a century ago. This development has sparked widespread criticism about how the law was hastily passed without much public input. President Bola Tinubu's assent to the law comes a day after it was approved by both chambers of Nigeria's National Assembly, which is dominated by the governing party. The federal lawmakers introduced and passed the bill in less than a week, an unusually fast process for important bills that usually take weeks or months to be considered. The Arise, O Compatriots anthem being replaced had been in use since 1978 when it was introduced by the military government. The anthem was composed at a time when the country was reeling from a deadly civil war and calls on Nigerians to serve our fatherland with love and strength and not to let the labor of our heroes pass to be in vain. The new version that takes immediate effect was first introduced in 1960 when Nigeria gained independence from Britain. before it was dropped by the military. Titled Nigeria, We Hail Thee, it was written by Lillian Jean Williams, a British expatriate who was living in Nigeria at the time. The new anthem was played publicly for the first time at a legislative session attended by Tinubu, who marked his 1 year in office as president on Wednesday.
All right, moving on to our next story. In Mozambique, the Central Office for Combating Organized and Transnational Crime has launched multiple legal proceedings as part of efforts to prevent and combat money laundering. These actions have resulted in the indictment of a total of 40 nationals and foreigners along with 15 companies. The individuals targeted are suspected of committing offenses including money laundering, document forgery, tax fraud, abuse of tax confidence, association with criminal activity, and the use of forged documents. Subsequently, the Stop Money Laundering operation was carried out, involving searches at residences and commercial establishments owned by the defendants in the cities of Nampula, Nakala, Matola, and Maputo. As of now, 5 individuals have been arrested, and various documents and equipment related to the investigation have been seized.
Spain's parliament has green-lighted a bill granting amnesty to hundreds of Catalan secessionists involved in a botched breakaway bid 7 years ago. The controversial bill passed 172 on Thursday will see courts annul the legal records of hundreds of officials and activists involved in crimes related to Catalonia's secessionist push from 2011, paving the way for a return of the movement's exiled leader, Carles Puigdemont. The act of pardon draws a line under Spain's worst political crisis in decades, which saw Catalan pro-independence leaders who had won the 2015 regional election in Catalonia hold a full referendum in 2017.
Now, the Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area has launched its new destination brand, Rivers of Life, during the Kaza Heads of State Summit in Livingstone, Zambia. According to a statement issued by Kaza, the unveiling of the new tourism destination brand marks a pivotal moment in the region's journey towards promoting conservation, sustainable tourism, and community empowerment. Now, they said that the visual identity of the new tourism destination brand features a graphic depiction of an elephant, a keystone species whose migratory nature highlights the need for transboundary collaboration among the 5 Kaza countries. We need to make sure that the world knows about this very important destination and that this brand reminds the world about the beauty which the world has not experienced yet. Now, this was said by Namibia's Tourism Minister Pohamba Shifeta at the launch. Here is an extract from his speech.
Thank you very much. Kaza being the largest transfrontier conservation area in the world has to have a brand, its nation, and that is what we just said. Into our signatures for, and we need to make sure that the world knows about this very important destination and the brand, trademark that Kaza imaged to have, and a very beautiful trademark that will remind the world that there is a very beauty that the world has not experienced before, and those who have experienced it, they still have to come back just because of that brand now, that trademark. Thank you very much.
Now, as you know, this event is happening in Zambia, so we are lucky to be having Mike Sichula on the show. We will be talking about Kaza right after the break, as well as other stories stemming from Zambia, also known as the real Africa.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nhmh.com.na.
All right, so Mr. Sichula, are you there with us? We want you. All right, it's all good. It's always good to see you, Tiri Bueno. Now, Mike, Zambia's tourism capital, Livingstone, is today hosting the Kazai Heads of Summit. So, could you please, Heads of State Summit, could you please take us through this story and all your stories, and then we'll pick it up from there. Mr. Sichula, sorry to interrupt you. It seems like we cannot get your audio. I'm assuming your settings are fine. We, of course, did have a check before the show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll return. We'll try to reach you again. If the audio is an issue, then we'll hope to bring your stories a little later.
Introducing 061 Express, brought to you by Synergy in proud partnership with Windhoek Express. Here's your chance to make your voice heard to celebrate the businesses that make Windhoek exceptional. From your favorite coffee spot to the salon that always gets your style just right. It's time to shine a spotlight on the gems of our city. Over the next 8 weeks, it's your chance to vote for your favorites to recognize the best of the best. Nominations open on the 21st of April and close on the 5th of May. To nominate your favorite business, simply save this number 085 785 6231 and WhatsApp hashtag 061 Express or scan the QR code below and follow the on-screen instructions. By nominating your favorites, you're not only supporting local businesses, but you also stand a chance to win your share of 50,000 Namibian dollars in cash. The voting process will be the same as the nominations process, using the Synergy chatbot and the hashtag 061 Express. Voting opens on June 5th and closes on June 23rd. Make sure to cast your votes for the best of the best. The winners will be announced on June 28th. 061 Express, celebrating the heartbeat of Windhoek. Get ready to make your mark.
All right, we're going to try again to connect to Mr. Mike Sichula. Mr. Mike Sichula, are you there? Unfortunately, Mr. Sichula, we do not have your sound. We do hope to get a report on you, particularly with regards to the Kazai Heads of State Summit. These are some of the other top stories. We have been going through the details on the recently completed National Artificial Intelligence Strategy in Zambia. 5 political figures have been arrested on allegations of promoting hate speech, and Copper Queens winger Grace Chanda is to become the 3rd Zambian female player to feature in the U.S. National Women's League, keeping in mind the other 2 Zambian women are the highest transfers in women football ever.
I think like the Copper Queens are just doing amazing things.
Absolutely, absolutely. They truly are doing amazing things. However, let's bring it down back to Namibia.
Yes, the Education Deputy Minister Faustina Calais officially handed over a brand new soup kitchen to Elim Primary School, constructed through the efforts of German donors, Intercultural Relations EV, and the renowned charity Ian Harsford-Kunder. This kitchen marks a significant milestone for school and its community. Let's take a look.
Earlier today, Elim Primary School, situated in Kwamstal, unveiled its newest addition, a soup kitchen funded by German partners and charities. With a total of 60,000 euros raised, approximately 1.2 million Namibian dollars, this kitchen will provide daily meals for approximately 1,200 children. Deputy Minister Faustina Calais inaugurated the kitchen and emphasized its impact on the community. It is not just about food, as the children expressed their gratitude through breathtaking cultural performances. Their joy and experience lit up the day, showcasing the power of unity and celebration.
immense pleasure and deep gratitude that I stand before you today, this morning, to mark the official handing over of this vital school soup kitchen. This initiative embodies our collective commitment to the well-being and holistic development of our children, ensuring that no student, no learner goes hungry, and every child has an opportunity to succeed. Director of Ceremonies, education is the cornerstone of our nation's future. We understand that learning extends beyond the classroom. It encompasses nurturing environment, as you are demonstrating in the school, where children feel safe, supported, and valued. I was so impressed when they performed here. And this is the spirit learners are supposed to have. Happy, joyful, and even in the class, they will perform if they are happy.
In economic news, the Mozambican government has begun to pay off the debt owed by the state to the companies responsible for importing and distributing liquid fuels. According to the general manager in Mozambique of the Swiss multinational Puma Energy, Danilo Correa, who made the announcement at a Maputo press conference during the presentation of a report on energy security and infrastructure development, the government is paying off the debt accumulated with the fuel importers as well as the distributors.
Nigeria on Wednesday reopened the first phase of a Chinese-built light railway network in the capital Abuja 4 years after it was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and immediately announced free rides for commuters. Built by China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation at a cost of $823 million, the railway network at present consists of 45.25 kilometers of track on 2 lines. When completed, there will be 6 lines and 292 kilometers of track.
All right, let's head over to the economic indicators just before Adi Hohad brings us the sport.
Good day, everyone. Time for international sports news. Starting off with golf news. First, it is the US Open for women that will start on Thursday. The final round in the fourth round will be played on Sunday. It's a major championship and one of the big ones of the year. The favorite for this tournament is American as well. That is Nelly Korda. She won 6 of the last 7 tournaments that she started. So she's definitely the favorite to win the tournament, but there's going to be lots of competition for her. Also, some of the players in form is Lilia Vu. Also, Lexi Thompson, that is showing good form, and then Leona Maguire of the United Kingdom. They all can contend for the US Open. It's being played at the Lancaster Country Club. That golf club is in Pennsylvania. Southern African interest, only 2 players that qualified for the Open. That is Ashley Buhai. She's an experienced player. She also won the British Open a few years ago. And then also Cassandra Alexander. She also qualified. She's also from South Africa. That is for Southern African interest. Continuing international sports news with soccer news, and it is the coach Vincent Kompany that was confirmed as the new coach of Bayern Munich, the German club. It is Vincent Kompany that's 38 years old, and he was awarded a 3-year contract with Bayern Munich. Previously, or this year, it was Kompany that was the coach of Burnley in the English Premier League, but they didn't have a good season and they got relegated. Previously, Kompany also coached Anderlecht, the Belgium team, and he coached them to a cup final in 2022. Not a good season for Bayern Munich this year. They finished 3rd on the log, and they won the previous 11 seasons, and this year it was Bayer Leverkusen that won the Bundesliga title. And closing off today's international sports news, it is tennis news from Roland Garros, the major taking place in Paris. And firstly, on the women's side of the draw, it is number 1 seed Iga Swiatek that almost lost a second round game, but in the end she won a tough game against Naomi Osaka. She beat her 7-6, 1-6 and 7-5, and also had to fight back from a match point down and also 5-2 down in the 3rd set. Also through to the 3rd round is Coco Gauff of the USA. She beat Tira Sandensky 6-4, 6-3. And then Southern African interest, it's Ons Jabeur beat Maria Sereno in 3 sets, also advanced to the 3rd round. In the men's side of the draw, number 2 seed Yannick Sinner safely through, beating Richard Gasquet of France in 3 sets. And then also number 6 seed Andrei Rublev and number 9 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas, both of them also through to the 3rd round. Number 3 seed is Carlos Alcaraz, also showing good form, although he dropped a set in his game against Jesper de Jong of the Netherlands. It is Alcaraz, number 3 seed, that won 6-3, 6-4, 2-6 and 6-2. That's the French Open taking place in Paris. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
All right, let's get into the highlights from this morning's broadcast. Nigeria's new anthem, written by a Briton, sparks criticism after a contentious law is passed. Mozambique government paying off its debt to fuel companies.
And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for joining Africa Good Morning all week. From me, Glenora Shipura.
And me, Ashwin Berry. Have a wonderful weekend. Suraja Kanaka.